for me, it comes down to intimacy. So whenever we try and be less vulnerable than we really are, we are missing an opportunity to truly connect with another person. So I think that that's the biggest sacrifice that maybe we all make when we don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open. People can't really see us and really connect with us and who we are. And I think as a culture in general, we have to have more acceptance around that, but particularly for men, because obviously that's one of the biggest safeguards they put up around themselves. One of their biggest defense mechanisms is to hide their vulnerability.
My understanding is that intimacy begins with yourself, so that it means connecting with yourself, and then from there, then you can start to have intimacy and connection with other people, which of course is what vulnerability is about. But at first, if you cannot hold a space and sit with your own feelings, what's going on with you, then the possibility of real connection and intimacy with the men in your life or in intimate relationships or whatever is going to be seriously impacted, and is. So what I largely do with men is get them to, we essentially train their nervous system to be able to sit with whatever they're feeling and have that intimacy with themselves. And then from there, whatever comes up, and then they can be a more authentic person, because often these masks that we're wearing is just a coping mechanism, so we don't have to feel those feelings or whatever. So, and another thing that comes up a lot is I always start my workshops by asking all the men what they're here for, and almost all of them answer with some variation of, I'm confused about masculinity, about being a man, and because there's just so much going on around that right now, which is why we're having this conversation, and there's so much highlighting of aspects that are toxic, and then it's like, well, is that toxic? Well, then maybe this as part of masculinity isn't toxic, but is it? Because if you look at it from the other person's perspective, maybe and there's a whole confusion around that.